All right, I'm ready to talk some Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Hello, everybody. I'm sorry about my absence. I have been very injured, which is why I've got this cute little cat. I would like to welcome my panel and welcome for the first time Joker's voice.
Hello.
Yes, for today we're going to be talking about one of the best animes on the planet. Fight me, it's a fucking anime. Avatar.
No, it's not.
I will throw balls with you, Dalek.
Let's just say it's anime inspired.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely anime inspired.
Anime inspired. Yes.
So, one of the best shows on the planet, at least. The universe that is Avatar: The Last Airbender and The Legend of Korra. Well, I mean, The Legend of Korra is
Korra started fine. It just got shitty at the end.
Yeah.
Hi, Louis Sparrow.
Hey, Louis Sparrow. For those of you who are new here, please hit that subscribe button. I really need friends. Thank you.
Yes.
So, I'm going to ask everyone and in the chat at the same time, what nation are you?
Fire.
Fire?
I know, shocker, right?
Difficult one to determine.
I'm Air. Dalek, what about you, buddy?
I'd probably pick fire too. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone here is a bunch of traitors.
Well, I could really fuck with you and just say Earth Empire.
You know what? I'll accept that.
If it helps any further, I'm also a Slytherin. So, are you really surprised?
Hey,
that makes sense.
A Slytherin for the fucking win. Yeah, I'm also a Slytherin myself. Hey, it's Professor Brainy Specs. Good to see you, buddy. If you knew about the show, I'd definitely have him on. Just go to the chat looking for there's Joker. And
I just realized forgot I was muted. I'm Water Nation.
Water.
Oh, nice.
So, is there any other water benders here?
Thanks, Specs. Audio.
Mike?
Yeah, it switches my mic out.
Suppose picking Fire Nation's a little ironic for me because green's my favorite color, and the colors of the Earth Kingdom is green. You know. The color of the Earth Kingdom.
Green.
Okay, can anyone hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, Dalek, actually, in what became known as the United Republic was the Fire Nation colonies, where there were firebenders within the Earth Kingdom.
Yes, I know that. I have seen Legend of Korra.
Yeah, no, so I mean, like, you being a firebender and wearing green, that's where you could be from.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. That makes sense.
So...
I just realized we have a Dalek on the panel. I'm kind of fanboying right now.
Oh, really?
Exterminate.
Yeah, and when Bob eventually joins, we've got a pirate, we've got a werewolf, a kitten, we've got whatever the fuck a Kai is.
And
the former heavyweight champion right here. I'm the former heavyweight champion, Mike Tyson.
So, I'll start with you. Joker, what's your favorite thing about Avatar? Like, what's your favorite episodes or stuff like that?
When I started watching it, I'm like, okay, season 1's cool. Okay, I fell in love with Appa because Deep Red.
Of course,
Acre is just amazing. And then season 2 came out, and I found one of the loves of my life. That would be Azula.
Yes.
Who is on my Mount Rushmore of pop culture villains.
Oh, she is. She is one of the best villains. There was a channel that done a very amazing video about her psychology. Hello, Future Me.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
This video was great.
It was absolutely fantastic.
And then I have not met her yet, but I've gone to a few cons where a lot of the voice actors are. So on my list of people to meet is going to be Gray, because I just need to meet her and just have her talk to me as Azula. Call me peasant, just demean me.
Okay.
It's kind of
God.
Guys, hold on. How's my chat sounding now? Am I coming in better?
oh yeah.
You sound good,
Yeah.
Revan.
Okay, thank you.
And then Azula brought along her two friends. May was okay, but Ty Lee was hot too. I'm just saying.
Give me Ty Lee any day. Mm-mm.
I have seen some great Ty Lee cosplays, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the thing about
I know
Ty
what you
Lee
mean.
is that she's got like 7 identical sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which actually was a fun point out that Ty Lee had 7 identical sisters, wanted to be individual, but then she joined the Kyoshi Warriors, so they all dress and look the same.
Right.
It's kind of ironic.
The irony there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. But
So,
honestly, Avatar is one of the best shows. Uncle Iroh, by far. There is a saying in the Avatar fandom. Don't be who you think you are. Be the person that Uncle Iroh believes you can be.
You know what? That
Oh,
makes
that's
that makes a lot of
fantastic.
sense. That makes a lot of sense. And
Yeah.
then,
Who doesn't love Uncle Iroh?
and so yeah. So I guess I'll conclude with really the because my knowledge just goes to the original animated series, and I did watch the Legend of Korra one time through. But really, my favorite thing is that final Agni Kai between Zuko and Korra,
Oh, that was beautiful.
where it's where you get the where it gets juxtaposed with Ozai and Aang, and the music of the Aang and Ozai is almost godlike. It's heroic. It's epic. And then you go to the Zuko and Azula, and it's tragic and melancholy. And then when Azula loses, and she just
Breaks down.
She
Oh,
breaks.
there's only one slightly thing I would have done differently for that. Is I would have had Zuko go over and embrace
Yeah.
Azula.
Well, she was a little unhinged at the time, and she's
We want to get burned.
and she's
A
breathing.
little. She was completely unhinged.
She's breathing blue
Maybe
fire
it's bad.
randomly. Might want to let her.
Yeah, she would have gone.
Her
Might
fire
wanna
was
let her-
always
Hold on, wait, I
blue.
Might want to let her cool off just a bit. I'm just saying.
Just a tad.
Yeah, if he'd have gone over there to hug her while she's breathing fire, she'd have bit off his ear. I know something about that. He would have been forced getting away. She wasn't in the right frame of mind. Trust me.
No, she wasn't.
No.
That was amazing. I'm just gonna say.
I think, in my opinion, where her mental downfall started was when Ozai announced himself as the Phoenix King, that
Yes.
being Fire Lord, which was her dream to be Fire Lord, was basically you're going to be a puppet.
Well, yeah, and she, when she was announced as when Ozai said you will one day to be Fire Lord, and she was like, well, yeah, of course, but she never expected her father to go to level up and just be I'm still gonna rule forever, but
Yeah,
you just
I'm
have
going
this,
to be the Phoenix King.
you have this name now, you have a title, great.
Yeah. Raquel, we'll start with you, girlie. What's your
Alright.
favorite Avatar?
I have to say,
If you say the chasm, I'm going to delete you from the
Are we
planet.
just Revan?
What?
Revan, quick question: are we talking about just Last
No.
Airbender, or are we talking about Korra as well?
All of it.
Both. All of it.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
have to say my favorite character is Katara.
Really?
Huh.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, she's,
I
you know,
can understand that. Katara's great.
Yes.
Katara's
I mean-
Katara, I think, is like the moral compass of the entire show.
Oh, she is. Definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She's a mom character.
throughout the series.
She's
Like, one of
calm,
the
but she
best-
can also get a little feisty. So don't get
Oh,
on
yeah.
her bad side.
Yeah.
Like one of the best lines was from Sokka, when they were in the Fire Nation, and he's like, "I don't picture my mom anymore. I can't see her. Whenever I think of my mom, I think of Katara."
Aww. That's
Mhm.
that's adorable, and yet somewhere Dr. Freud is like, yes, it's exactly true.
Yeah. But you were saying? Episodes, favorite episodes, or things like that?
Say it again.
Favorite episodes.
Favorite episodes. Oh, I have to say where she was owning. I forget the person's name. Where she was owning that old lady with the blood bending.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
That episode was fucked up.
that episode freaked me
yeah.
the fuck out.
Episode is so. That has everything. It is so dark, and yet it's such and yet it is such an incredible story at the same time.
That is literally you could play that single episode on Halloween and it would work just by
That
itself.
episode was just
Yeah.
played on Halloween on Nickelodeon
It's
here.
practically.
Yeah.
It's practically a horror story. That episode.
Ugh,
That-
creepy.
It was. That episode started out as a sad story of trauma, but then turned into, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Oh yeah.
No kidding.
Whoa. God, you mentioned that and I'm like,
Just
oh,
the-
bloodbending. Oh, God.
I mean, just the concept of bloodbending alone is creepy enough.
It
Yeah.
makes it actually showed that you could have like all the dark thoughts for each of the elements, like how it could, like earth could crush bones, or fire could
Right.
incinerate everything, or
Yeah.
air can just take it right out of the freaking lungs.
Which we've seen in Korra.
Exactly.
Yes, we did see it. Yes.
Yeah, Zahir was like, and I'm going to just borrow this air and make it into a ball around her head. Which was worse because he was swimming around her head, like when he was killing him.
It was just creating a little like
I think he was creating a vacuum.
And
Yes.
that-
Yeah.
And that episode with the blood bending, because Katara up to that point had never even thought of doing anything remotely dark or evil, but
she ended up using a lot of healing beforehand.
but this
Yeah.
is but this is something that in her character arc where she swore that this is something that she would never do because she feared what kind of power it would give her. But she ended up having to do it, and it's just a really,
Yeah, there is a realization that I just had. You realize that Katara is on the same level as Amon. She may be just behind her because when it was first stated about the bloodbending, it was said that bloodbending can only be done once a month underneath the full moon. Right.
That's true. That's very true.
And then,
that kind of gets once a month under full moon. It has to be blood once a month. I'm just saying.
because
it's a little.
because that's supposed to because the full moon is supposed to be when waterbenders are at their most powerful.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's their cycle. Yeah. Sure. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Katara
it's
doesn't need.
they're following the cycle of the moon.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like,
Katara
The
doesn't
waterbenders
need the
working
full
together,
moon.
they'll sync up.
yeah.
I know, right? Like,
No, she's like, on that level. I think she said like she may be the powerful waterbender
of her
at
age.
of her age. Yeah.
Because-
that was explained to us at the end of season 1, in the last episode of season 1. That under the full moon, waterbenders are at their strongest.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And welcome, Bubba.
Hello.
Hey, sorry about that.
Bubba,
My
me
internet.
voice me, Bubba.
Hello.
Howdy, boys.
So-
Sorry I'm late. My
That's
internet
fine,
was
I'll
having
allow
issues.
it.
No worries, buddy.
Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
But one of the things that like really showed how powerful she was when she lost it. She used blood bending in the middle of the daytime when it wasn't the full moon.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah.
Katara did?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. Yeah, remember in the Southern Raiders when she found the captain who the guy
Oh,
who
the
murdered
Southern
her mother?
Raiders. Yeah, I remember that.
When he was really
The power of her own emotion instead of like focusing on what mood it was.
yeah. Which I honestly, and this is going to sound strange, I think the puppet master, forget her name, but I think she may have been quite a weak waterbender.
Well,
What do you think?
maybe you think she was a weak waterbender the rest of the month.
Yeah, the rest of the month because she couldn't bloodbend, but Katara easily could.
Right.
I don't know, man. Almost all of everything the
Well-
original, like the Team Avatar
well-
that we know, had to go through. Like that, you see it later in the Chorus series. She had to fight like everything that they specialized in: metal bending, blood bending, everything. Even like Sokka specializing in humans that could take on benders.
Yeah.
Hey there, Machi.
That's a good observation, actually.
I can kind of get what you're saying about Katara being a stronger waterbender, because I mean, it's established early on that she's particularly gifted as a waterbender, especially
She is.
Mhm.
because she has her healing powers.
She was also
Yeah.
being like caregiver for like most of the water tribe
Yeah, she is. She
Ended up-
was.
even before leaving.
I think one of the things that may have made Katara more powerful is because she's the chief of the daughter of the chief of the Southern Water Tribe. There is possibly her grandfather may have been a waterbender.
Mm.
Probably.
Very possible.
Because it was shown in the comics, the good comics now, that right after the war, when Katara went home, that there was two little girls who discovered that they were waterbenders from the Southern Water Tribe.
Mm.
And then she was there, and then a while later, this teenage boy was in a fight with bullies, and he said, "Leave me alone," and shot ice at someone, and she's like, "Where are all these waterbenders coming from?" Like, it's like that, the bending. Once the Southern Water Tribe, everyone came home and it got rebuilt again. It's like the bending reactivated in everyone.
It just ended up bringing everything together.
Yeah, Maxis, on to you. Say, what's your favorite Avatar's stuff?
So, when it comes to general, I ended up watching it like almost, pardon my wordage, almost religiously for a good
Yeah,
while.
same here. So does every fan.
But the ones that kept bringing me back was when they were first getting ready for the Earth Kingdom.
That was good.
It just ended up like bringing everyone to like their own developments even before their true like character arcs, and it just everything built to the point where you had coherent story without like trying to figure out what everything was going on and what for. One of my favorite characters, surprisingly enough, was during when Jet came by, because it brought a little like turmoil to like the gang itself, but not to the point where it ended up overturned by like everyone needing a redemption arc or anything. It showed that there were people that had their own ways of life. Where it ended up overturned by.
Oh yeah, and another thing that was really good about that at the same time, and this is going to sound weird, it showed that Katara, even though being a waterbender, being a soldier essentially, was still a little girl, was still a teenager. She got all hot and bothered by Jet.
Most of the characters themselves had to deal with a lot of trauma, throughout the entire thing. So that brought like a lot, and it brought the struggles of war.
Yeah.
Especially Zuko, like his own dad burned his own face.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh yeah.
My favorite episode's still the Zuko episode where he defends that village from their own like militia soldiers.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of Zuko's best moments, honestly, was in Zuko Alone, where he saw. I think one of the steps to the change was when he saw the Fire Nation from the Earthbenders' perspective. Like he's like, because they were always told we're spreading prosperity and the glory of the fire, and he's like, but they just burnt down a village. They killed all these people for nothing.
Well, he wasn't like that in the first season when we first saw him.
No, he was only like that after he left.
It's like you said. Yeah, it's like when he confronted his father, and when he went back to the fire, when he went back to the during the eclipse, and he said like you said to his father, you think that we're spreading our prosperity and whatever to the other nations. Well, I mean, they don't revere us. They hate us.
Yeah. Farv, same question to you, my friend.
Shit, give me a sec. My mother's calling me.
Okay. Bubba, we'll go to you.
All right. Sorry, that was my mother's calling me. No, so that was great. No, I do. I absolutely love it because it is like you said. It's in that moment where Zuko realizes that the way he sees his father is how the entire world sees the Fire Nation. And he's dealt with a microcosm of it his whole life, and then he realizes the entire world feels the way he does, but it's not like there's anybody out there besides his uncle that gives a fuck about him. So him being alone had to happen. It sucks when he leaves Uncle Iroh, but his whole journey by himself is one that absolutely had to happen for him to grow as a character.
Oh, he needed it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Zuko.
You're right. Zuko Alone. That was easy. One of Zuko's most important episodes.
Oh, sorry.
But Zuko and Sokka are easily my favorite characters, and Sokka, as silly as he is, and as quirky as he is, he literally was all that held them together at separate times, and times when the rest of them, when their bending was more to their detriment than helping them. He ended up being the factor that pulled them through repeatedly.
And his space sword.
Oh, by the way, guys, I have just pinned, because Potato Ramen is a big supporter of charity, I have just pinned this here for the Stuffing Foundation. Proceeds go to the Stuffing Foundation, so go and check out Joker's Voice's merch store. It is pinned in the chat, and it will also be pinned after the stream.
Thank you, Revan.
No problems, man. But fun fact about that episode, you know those big, huge earth-bent slabs that Zuko walked through?
Yeah.
That was where the first Avatar died.
Wait, what? Big slabs?
Yeah. In Zuko Alone, Zuko was walking along on his ostrich birds and was passing these big, huge earthbender coins that were lodged in the ground from an ancient war. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That is where Avatar 1 died.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I have a question for everyone here. Do you think that Aang felt a connection to Zuko because he was Zuko's great-granddad?
Maybe.
I could see that as part of the thing for it, but not the entire picture.
No, No, I'm not saying like the whole connection. I mean, Aang just wanted to be a kid again and wanted to have friends. But I'm just saying, do you think that's one reason that started his connection? Is it a bit of a familial tie?
That could be, but I think the main connection that they felt was that both of them knew what it felt to be scorned and hated by the entire world, to be resented, and to feel alone.
I don't think that really makes sense because a connection to Aang having a connection to Zuko because Roku was his grandfather. I don't. No, that doesn't make sense to me because by the time by the time Zuko was born, Roku was already dead.
But you're also forgetting that the Avatar's a soul and he can constantly watch his family.
I always felt like the Avatar.
In the beginning, they explain why he's so friendly. Let's say he just a few days ago for Aang essentially, he was out traveling the world, making friends with people from all the nations.
Yeah, and I honestly think that they should have had Kozon be related to Zuko. Aang's friend.
Fair enough.
But Dalek, on to you. Same question. What's your favorite Avatar stuff?
Oh man. Well, yeah, I think easily my favorite is my favorite Avatar stuff is pretty much almost all of the original series because to me that series is almost perfect apart from a few not so good only some minor stuff that's wrong with it but everything else is just almost perfection. It's so well written. The characters get so much development throughout the show. The conclusion is pretty much everything you could hope for.
Yeah, the comics for The Last Airbender, for those of you who are interested, are as good as the show is. Korra, I would avoid. They're written by Dark Horse Comics, so you know how woke they are.
Hey, Robin.
Well, the first two seasons of Korra were not bad.
Yeah. I really loved the first season of Korra. I thought it was fantastic, but by the end of and I liked a good chunk some of season 2, but then by the end of season 2, I was like, what the fuck did they just do? They've ruined everything.
I'll explain that in a minute, but it's not really good explanation, but it's from the guys that the whole thing of they got told every season, this is your last season of Korra. Right? Which then
no, that's not true actually for Korra.
Is it not?
That's an inaccuracy.
A
lot of people say that.
I'm back.
A lot of people say that, but the problem is that because Avatar: The Last Airbender was so successful, Nickelodeon signed them for 4 seasons out the gate. And when they got a show that was more mature than what they were expecting, they kept shuttering it off to different time slots, to Saturday, to online only for the last season, because they felt it was too mature for.
It was actually always online only for UK and Ireland.
Really?
Oh well, out here it wasn't.
I believe it.
It went after season 2, halfway through season 2. It went 2 weeks later. It went to being on the show, so everyone watched the day of online. 2 weeks later, the show came on, and everyone had already seen it.
You guys can get to my turn whenever. Sorry, I had something.
You want to go? Hold on. If it's okay, we'll just bounce up to you, Farv.
If you want, yeah.
Before that,
yeah.
Potato Evans, Joker's link for his mixed tea store, it doesn't work.
What?
Nope. It says I clicked on it. It says page you requested cannot be found.
I'm gonna have to.
No, I'm on it.
I'm gonna have to talk to the. I'm gonna have.
No, I'm on. I'm on it.
I don't know why. I clicked on the link. It says not found.
Oh yeah.
Page requested could not be found.
Okay, well, I will have to talk to the. to the mixed tea guys again.
Yeah, and when you do, link me, and I will put it in the chat.
Get rid of the dash. Get rid of the dash in the link, and that'll fix it.
Oh.
Okay, so I'll unpin that.
I just tried
so
it right now.
So if you want to go on.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. What was your question?
What's your favorite thing about Avatar universe in general?
Okay. Well, I have to annotate to begin with that I didn't have quite the same attachment to the first show as some of you guys did. I saw it, but I didn't see all of it all at once, and I only saw it once. And honestly, the only things I remember from it are like Toph and freaking Azula. That's kind of it.
Oh yeah, everyone remembers Azula.
That's all you really need.
Yes.
Now, when it comes to Korra, apart from my rage about the last 3 or 4 episodes, there's a bunch of shit I liked about that. I liked the thing with the Equalists. That entire storyline I kind of found interesting in season 1. I liked Mako. I liked Bolin. I liked how Bolin's character development went, actually, where he went from being like this kind of disaster to actually finding his place in the world later on in the show. I liked that they rebounded him from Korra's bullshit with Opal.
Yeah.
Varric was kind of a dumb ass doofus, but I kind of liked him.
Varric, I think, was the closest thing that Legend of Korra got to Sokka.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's the whole reason he existed, was because they were trying to recreate Sokka.
I thought
you're comparing Varric to Sokka, really?
I thought the whole reason Varric existed was because of Zhu Li.
What?
It was like a spiritual cross between the two.
Well, yeah,
because to be frank, Zhu Li of that dynamic was the one I actually liked a lot more. She ended up being one of my favorite characters.
Zhu Li was awesome. I kind of like the fact that Zhu Li did marry Varric, but I don't like what they did with her in the comics.
No, what they did with her in the comics afterward, I totally understood at the end of that.
I'm not gonna...
Where she got in his face is like, okay, seriously, enough of this shit.
Yeah,
I understood that part because that was like a slow burn kind of thing.
I haven't read any of the comics to
please don't
attached to Korra, and frankly, after the way the series ended, I don't think I want to.
That was what happened to me.
They took what happened at the end of the show and turned it up to 50.
Yeah, it's terrible. Don't. Like no. I loved season 4 when it started. I fucking liked Kavira. I liked the Metal Bender army. I liked where that was all going because, frankly, her first major thing, where she basically melted the fucking metal they gave her, she metal bent it into like mush. That reminded me, having been military, of every time like half of anybody I knew wanted to just sucker punch some politician for keeping you standing in a formation for 3 hours to listen to them fucking talk.
Yeah.
So it's like that whole her turning on the government and the whole Earth freaking empire thing, that was gold to me. And I loved her as a villain when that started.
What did you think of Zahir?
Zahir was alright. I liked him, but I liked some of his I guess you call them subordinates better.
Yeah. I think the only reason why Zahir did as much damage as he did is because no one had fought an Airbender before.
Plausibly, I really liked Minghua, but she didn't really get a whole lot to do apart from a couple of fights.
Yeah.
I really liked her thing where she was using her water bending to actually account for her having any arms.
That is cool. Honestly.
And then probably one of my absolute favorite things, next to some of the villains in Zhu Li, was Lin Beifong.
Oh, Lin Beifong was awesome.
Oh, Lin was great. Loved Lin.
From the first time she meets Korra and they have that fucking pissing contest, I was like, okay, this character's fucking awesome.
I loved the fact that she sacrificed her bending in the first series.
Yes, that was really fucking sad, too.
It was. Like, but the thing about it was that she was okay with it.
It's like the fact this bitch single-handedly brought down an equalist Zeppelin. She's out there just kicking ass all over the place, and then she just gives it up to try to stop this shit.
Yeah, but one of my funniest lines from her, and then we'll head over to Kai. One of my funniest lines from her was when Cora broke up with Mako, but she just stood there drinking her coffee and it's like, yeah, you should have seen Air Temple Island when I broke up with Tenzin.
I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but Kai.
It was like very super and very human all at once.
Yeah.
Oh, it was. But Kai, over to you, man.
What?
Hi.
Is there a question
How are you?
on the table?
Yeah, favorite thing about Avatar, Korra, universe, everything like that.
Oh. Favorite thing about it?
Well,
you
things,
can
like
list
what you
things
like
like
about
I
it.
did, you know.
Huh. Well, because, like, in terms of, like, once you... Okay, I was thinking... I've heard people, you know, favorite episodes or characters, etc. Them, but, like, favorite thing, I'm thinking about, like, the writing, the way the plot unfolded, the character writing. It was one of those shows that I... It's one of those shows that I rewatch every year or two. And especially while I was writing, I was analyzing why it was so good while I was writing my book. And trying to learn from it. So it really, the show is really incredible in a lot of ways. And every time you rewatch the show, if you're really watching it like deep, you can catch little moments, little jokes, or like just or big plot things that were introduced in like a little subtle way early on.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, one of the most beautiful things about the show is not just does that give it that much rewatch value, but that's why it's so good, is because it's got so much flavor throughout and it's so well written from the beginning. It all connects in at least Avatar: The Last Airbender. Korra jumped the shark a little bit, but like, overall it's still fine.
Yeah, it was mostly near the end, but I mean, Korra had a lot of strong points too.
It still felt like the same world, though. It's like when you're a kid and you see the world, and then you grow up and you're a teenager and you see the world, and you're like, it's a little bit different. It's the exact world. That's how Korra felt.
Absolutely, I agree. The original series of Avatar, I will gladly go back and rewatch the whole thing any day. I love it that much. It's that great. But Korra, on the other hand, I might only go back and rewatch certain parts of that.
I own it all on DVD, and I only rewatch up till like the first half of season 4, and then I stop. I can't finish season 4. Though.
I think of it like this, isn't it? I think of it like this, like Avatar is like Batman the animated series. Everything after that is kind of a cheap representation.
Well, we've got Avatar Studios,
but hey, it's an opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, you're saying everything after that. I mean,
what do you think I'm gonna say?
I'm just saying though, Batman the animated series was great, but you're saying everything that came after it. I mean, are you talking about Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, or
Batman Superman Adventures, where they teamed up? Lex Luthor and Joker teamed up too. Shit was wild.
The entire Bruce Timm verse is pretty much perfect.
I was watching that last night. The Batman and Superman team up.
Everything that spawned from that is because of that. So you have to give homage to the where it all started from. Now
that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, but Justice League, I would say, was very good. Justice League Unlimited, it broadened out the universe for more characters, but it wasn't as good as Justice League.
See, I disagree. I feel like it was better.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
The guy, I forget her name. Suki? No, not Suki. The one who turned into the moon.
Yue.
Yeah.
Yue. So there's a theory going around the Avatar community that Yue is actually meant to be the Avatar. But due to Aang freezing himself, she was born without a soul.
I don't think she's born without a soul, but I get what you're saying. Like, she should have been the next in line, but he disappeared for, freezing himself for 100 years. That I can see where that makes sense.
Maybe it was if he was like maybe close to death. Like,
well, Aang did pass away at age 66, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
that's not that old.
The reason why he died at that age was
back
because
then that's ancient.
Well, he was frozen in the ice for 100 years, but he wasn't dead.
Yeah.
Well, but there's other characters that were much older. You look at Boomy.
Yes, but not very many of them.
He did use up a lot of life energy when he was in the Avatar state for so long.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So he passed away at 66. Now, let's say for talk's sake that Aang did pass away at, we're going to say, 112, right? 100 years.
Yeah.
Which isn't that...
Mm-hmm.
Also, Far sent me this.
If that happened, then Aang would still be alive during what would have been the time of Korra.
No, because he used up the life force, so his life force was already used up. That's why he died young.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Revan.
Yeah, you bouncing out?
I need to go talk to my brother.
Yeah, you go deal with that. I'll check in on you later.
Take care.
I'll talk to you later. Thank you, everybody. Have a great looking night.
Later, bud.
Yeah, you have a good one.
Yeah.
I'm in the top row. Hi, ladies. How are you tonight?
Have a good night, man.
I like to touch upon Zuko's mother. Like,
Ursula.
Yeah. Yes. I read the comics. Like, the
Smoke and Shadow and things like that.
Mm-hmm. The journey to the Zuko finding his mother.
Yeah.
And the spirit, it's really somewhat similar to the false face.
She's his mother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is the spirit that takes faces. Meanwhile, she's the spirit that gives them.
I think it was called
the
face stealer. That's it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the fun fact is that Ko's not his actual name. She gave him a different name, but he goes by Ko.
Mm-hmm.
The face stealer, is that spider thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, his mother, like,
that was creepy as fuck.
She gives
like a
new
kabuki spider
faces, a new identity.
Yes.
When Zuko's Azula was finally found and revealed, she was giving her identity back. I'm assuming that means she doesn't recognize her husband or her
she does.
daughter. She does. How does that work?
So basically, when she was hiding to hide herself, the mother, I'm just going to call her, right? The mother gave her a new personality, right? Think of it like Doctor Who regeneration. She regenerated into somebody, but she had no memory. She was a complete blank slate. Now, when everything was gone and she could come out of hiding, she's like, here's your face back, and you got to keep your memories because of the child. So she doesn't need to hide anymore, so she remembers everything.
Jet Sparks,
you okay, Max?
Jet Sparks, I agree. # no cannibalism. I'm fine with that.
But
agreed.
I have no idea what you're talking about because I never read those comics.
Yeah, but one of my favorite episodes that none of you mentioned is the episode that makes me cry every fucking time. Appa's Lost Day.
Oh, man. I didn't want to cry today.
What was that?
I didn't want to cry today.
You had to bring up that one. My God,
that was amazing.
Yeah, but that
episode
did you get awards?
Yeah, it won an award from the ASPCA, ASPCC. It won different awards from animal protections from around the planet.
I think it was ASPCA that did it.
In America. And just on behalf of the thing, for anyone who's a fan of TikTok, we remember Noodles.
Noodle. It was just single Noodle. They'll forever be Bones Day.
Yeah, and the most famous dog on TikTok passed away. But just move.
Aww.
Yeah, so
you won't see me anywhere near TikTok ever.
Oh, we know, Bond. Just saying in case people watching are, that way.
For those that do.
But that's something about that episode is you've got a character who really just growls. It doesn't have, and you give them an arc, and it's just very well done. It's a character that is crucial to the entire story, but you would never think about.
Yeah. And the thing, like, a lot of people up until that episode just thought of him as a pack mule, essentially. Yeah. Which, that episode fucking broke me. Other than that episode, what was your guys' saddest moments of Avatar, or saddest realizations?
It goes for me. It goes back to the Agni Kai. Agni Kai.
You're still talking The Legend of Korra, right?
No, I'm talking the series.
That's in the original series, but it's all in general.
For me, it's that Agni Kai thing. Yeah.
I'll tell you though, out of all the sad moments though, the one this isn't the one that hits me the hardest. It's not the saddest, but in my opinion, it's probably the most desperate. Is when right after the solar eclipse, when they fail, when they have to leave like all the older people from their group and to be captured so that they can get away. That does. I mean, it's that epic loss they take right there, and you see the longing and you see the angst in every last one of them, and again, written so well. And the voice actors did such a good job. Like it was just absolutely beautiful.
One of the saddest things in the show is Leaves on the Vine, because the actor who played Mako, that was his last day, because he was going home to die.
Oh.
Yeah. So when
That's
he
right.
cried,
That's right.
Yeah.
When he cried, what?
Wait,
which one?
Do you say played Mako? You mean Mark? You mean
No, I'm sorry. The actor.
Mako is the name.
The actor played Iroh.
The actor. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was named
The
Mako.
actor played Iroh. His name is Mako.
I know.
Yeah. He had terminal cancer from smoking for years.
Oh my god.
And his last day, he came in from hospice to record a few lines, his best, and then he finished up recording Leaves on the Vine, because while he was singing Leaves on the Vine, he was singing about his family, his kids, his daughter, all that stuff. And when he starts crying in the song, he is crying for real.
Wow.
Oh
yeah, the actor broke down. Like, he finished his lines, like he's like Lieutenant, but he did really start crying. Like, they cut it off, and that's why Iroh did not speak until the last episode, because they did not have an actor ready to play Iroh.
Wow.
I thought they had an understudy.
Oh wow.
He wasn't. It was so fast that he was off doing other stuff.
Oh, okay.
Wow, I had no idea. Oh my god.
Yeah. So that honestly, like, and for everyone who knows, that's why you see so many people crying when they play Leaves from the Vine. It's because it's partially the story from the show, but it's also the story from behind it.
That's the
It's
song.
like saying goodbye in real life.
Yeah.
Show.
That's the song that Iroh was singing when he was singing, doing that thing for his lost son, wasn't it?
It was, when I was watching this guy called Sage Rain did a fantastic review of Avatar, and he said that in Iroh's moment, you got to see him with all three representations of growing up. You saw him with the baby, singing the song. Then you saw him singing the song again, saving the adult. And then you saw him singing the song again and doing the memorial for Lieutenant. The thing at the same time about it is, Iroh essentially was going through all the things he wished he did with his son. He wished he played more with him as a baby. He wished he helped him as an adult. As he said, I wish I helped you as I helped him.
Wow.
And fun fact, in the Legend of Korra comic books, the only good one is Zuko refers to Iroh as father.
Aww.
Oh.
Like when he's an older man, Iroh gets hit in the chest by a firebender, doesn't die, right? But Zuko is a bit away, and he turns around, and instead of shouting "Uncle," he immediately shouts "Father." And if you remember, Zuko's daughter turned around, and she was thinking, and she said, "What would grandfather do?" She was referring to Iroh.
Gotcha.
Zuko was essentially adopted by Iroh, and there is an official letter from Iroh when he went to the spirit world, and at the end of it, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to break all your hearts.
Oh.
But yeah, I mean, Avatar was so good. Is there anything you didn't like about it that you're like, you know what, I hate this?
Well, I can't think of any, but I don't think I mentioned my favorite part of
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The Legend of Korra. I have to say I liked the first season when Korra was going against Amon, and
Yes.
and I also liked the pro bending tournament. And
the pro bending tournament looks so much fun.
It does.
If I could say my biggest beef with Legend of Korra, when you've got Avatar, and from you've got all the level ups. So you got from earth to the metal, water to blood, fire to lightning. Korra just seems like everyone is leveled up, and I'm like, well, that kind of makes it less special now.
I don't believe, if I'm correct here, I don't believe the Airbenders have a level up. Do they?
The Airbenders do. Like, if you remember, a lot of them got together and they were. Yeah, the Air Nation's back. That's their level up.
That's true.
No, Civi. No. I think wasn't Airbending's level up? Wasn't that like what Sahir did, achieving true flight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the elite move.
Count?
That's what I was thinking, but that's the elite move.
Yeah,
right?
I think what Kai means is for everyone. Like, as we see in the Electric Factory, there's a line of lightning benders.
Yeah.
There's artist metal benders. There's soldier metal benders. I honestly think the level up for the airbenders is the fact that there's now airbenders plural.
Okay. Well, yeah, that just kind of annoyed me because in the Avatar series it was like, oh, now you've leveled up. Oh, that's really cool. And in Korra it's like, oh, that's not as cool now.
Yeah.
I mean, if
I don't know. It's kind of. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, I guess if for Airbender, maybe it can create ice out of wind. I mean, plausible.
Really think about it. Essentially, Korra, because everyone else had, unlocked all these higher forms of bending. Korra was behind everyone else, essentially.
Korra was essentially isolated for all of her life. Where Aang went out, Aang met pissed off firebenders. Aang met earthbenders who were street fighters, who were military trained. He learned to fight them. Korra basically just stuck with one style of earth, fire, water bending her entire life and never encountered anything else.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Like every bender, like let's say for talk's sake, all of us here were different benders, right?
Right.
We would not, like, if we were taught, yeah, we'd be trained how to use our powers, of course, but the thing is, Kai is very creative. I'm pretty sure that if Kai was a firebender, he'd be doing fireworks and making pretty things go up. Maxis is also creative. If she was a waterbender, she'd be doing ice sculptures, like just moving her hand. Stuff that you weren't taught about.
What would I be doing then?
You'd be in prison for crimes that are unspeakable.
I think my element would be between water or air. Somewhere between there.
I could see you as an airbender.
Maybe not with a shaved head, though.
Well, no, actually, female airbenders don't shave their head. Only when they get the tattoo, but they let their hair grow.
All I ever, like, ever since I saw Earthbending, I've wanted to learn Hungar.
Yeah.
But what you were talking about earlier about it not being as special, I don't know. I kind of compare that to like Super Saiyan. Like by the time you get to like the 5th or 6th transformation in Dragon Ball Z, Super Saiyan just seems like something they turn on and off like a light switch.
Yes.
Yeah, for me, it just kind of seems like okay, it was special in the Avatar series. Now it's not special.
That's the thing, though. The reason why it's not special in the Avatar series, lightning bending, is with the advent of electricity, it was kind of a needed power.
Well, it's not just that; it's the the information gets decimated better once it's no longer like a hierarchical structure where the knowledge is retained just for the elite. Now, when they're teaching people how to do this, more people, it turns out, are actually capable of it if you teach them.
Right. I get that. I get that. It's just for me because I'll be honest. I did not like the Legend of Korra compared to Avatar. Okay. And one of the first things was when I first saw this line of guys in a factory. And they're all doing lightning, and I'm like, well, that's kind of lame. Because
I get it, but one of the things that personally, like, that I liked, because we don't know how many people can be lightning benders, right? Because think about, only 1 in 100 earthbenders can be a metal bender.
Okay.
So I think that the number for lightning benders would be even less, because remember, in an electricity factory, what did we see? 30 of them? In the city as big as it is with all those different benders. We're only seeing about 30 of them.
I get it. I understand. I would have liked to have seen less.
Yeah, I get it. I get exactly what you mean, but when it comes to the metal bending side, I do like what people were doing with the metal bending and the fact that Top's grandson is an edgelord.
Right.
But we've been going for about an hour. We'll start wrapping up here in a minute. But with that, I can't find the letter, so you're all spared tears.
Hey. So before everything, we do gotta mention one elephant in the room.
I'm still here.
For the love of God, I ain't that fat.
Cabbages vendor.
I'm sorry, what?
Say what?
The cabbages vendor. My cabbages!
Oh!
Yeah, the worst timing throughout the entire first series.
Okay. As far as the cabbages go, yeah, the original cabbage guy, that's one thing. But does anybody remember in the Legend of Korra when what's her name's dad frames him? We never see him again. Like I don't know. He doesn't.
He's
we don't
back
know
in the comics.
Oh, he is? Okay, so he didn't just rot in prison?
No, he was let out.
God, that makes me feel so much better.
And he says it again in the comics when he walks up. He's like, "My cabbage corp."
And there's actually one, and there's also one form of bending we never mentioned either. No, lava bending.
Lava bending, right?
Lava bending is fucking brutal.
That sounds just wrong.
Wouldn't you have to be able to be both a firebender and an earthbender to do it?
Yes.
Kind of.
I would think so. Maybe? I'm not sure.
Like the swamp benders are just bending the water.
The swamp benders are a lost tribe of water benders. Like they're just water benders.
Yeah.
But from what I heard is you have to be a fire and earthbender parents because firebenders internally are hotter than everyone else. So that means that when you're bending, because your bending is an extension of yourself, you're bending at a higher temperature than what anyone else would.
Right.
So you'd already be close to turning it to magma. You just need that little push.
So, and I just from another bender, which is why you shouldn't be an earthbender because it makes you go loco. That old guy who was just crazy as fuck.
Boomy?
Oh yeah.
Boomy!
Great.
I loved him.
Boomy fucking awesome. Boomy's the grandpa everyone needs.
I loved him.
You mean Boomy?
Yeah.
I loved him, but he was nuts.
That is true.
He was
eccentric.
nuts. He was nuts, but in the best way possible. He was great, Boomy.
Yeah. Hey, you had to be a certain amount of crazy to be childhood friends with the Avatar.
Oh, and then so this just popped in my head. A sad episode which ended up being a fuck around and find out episode.
Mm-hmm.
The beach.
Oh yes.
Oh man.
The beach. With those two elderly women who needed better bras.
Yes, they did.
They need those, and those popular kids really didn't know who they were messing with. I'm like, oh boy.
That's something I know. That's something you wouldn't realize after watching Avatar. Is the Foundation don't know who the hell Azula is?
No, or Zuko. I mean,
they've basically been locked underneath their parents' shadow.
This is a good point. How could anyone in the Fire Nation not know who they were?
Essentially, there's everyone at the time. There's no photographs. There's only drawings. So everyone's looking at a drawing, right? And it's
I believe they were also just kind of being regular kids. They weren't with any royal procession or anything. It's when Azula's talking to that guy because all she knows is the military and the whatnot. That the guy's like,
yes,
okay, you're starting to scare me now.
Oh yes, and I will pierce your armor like a dragon, like an Imperial class battle destroyer where 1,000 people will drown. It's right.
That was the thing, wasn't it? We had Zuko and the others. They're trying so hard to actually be like normal teens, but the fact is they're not at all.
Which I think the most normal one is Ty Lee.
Ty Lee, I just want to give a hug to.
Sure.
She is so fucking sweet.
Yes.
She's who wants? Oh yeah, Ty Lee. She's adorable beyond words. I love Ty Lee.
One of my favorite Ty Lee moments was when she was, and you could see Azula breaking was when she was going to kill May, and Tylee stood up to her, and she was like, no, like doing that really cute thing where she had her hands up to her face, like, and she was like, oh god, and then she turned,
and then she then she blocked her chi.
Yeah, like the thing is,
that was an awesome moment for Tylee.
Oh yeah,
it was absolutely fantastic.
Jet Sparks.
Yeah, the turn was great.
Jet Sparks, you shut your whore mouth. She's more than just an acrobat.
She is the originator.
Freaking great.
Yeah, she's the originator of chi blocking.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She is for sure.
All I can say is that after she joined the Kyoshi Warriors, both her and the rest of the Kyoshi Warriors have got to be way the fuck more dangerous.
They are actually in the Avatar comics.
Because I haven't read any of the comics. I've seen the shows, but I haven't read any of the comics.
Raquel will confirm this, that in the comics, the personal bodyguard
I kind of wish you'd stop mentioning the damn comics.
Okay.
Wow. Dude, they're part of the lore. They are, like it or not, they are canon to the lore. They can mention the comics.
The last Airbender comics, Dalek, are good. They're written by a different company than the Korra ones.
Yeah, and essentially the show that they wanted to make more of the show after season 3, but Nickelodeon wanted to make that stupid movie, and so they did that instead. But they made the story that they wanted to make. They just made it in the comics.
In the comics, and the comics are turning out fantastic. But the actual guards for the Imperial family of the Fire Nation are the Kyoshi Warriors, and they're also the guards for the Royals. For the king of the Earth Kingdom. Like, they've got to get some beefed up skills to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't mention our 2 favorite animal characters. How about Momo?
Momo.
Oh, Momo, you little shit.
We could do like a 6-hour stream on Avatar if we really want.
We could do it. We'll do in about 2 weeks. How about we do a part 2? How does that sound?
We could talk about Avatar for hours, yeah. Yes, let's do a part 2 of this. Absolutely, definitely.
Okay, so in like 2 weeks, we'll do, because next week we're going to do a different topic, then we'll come back to this. How does that sound?
That sounds good, yeah.
That sounds great.
Okay, so since we're wrapping up, and since I'm a big supporter of charity, Joker, would you like to tell what you're doing?
Sure. You can check out my channel at Joker Voice. I'm also running the merch store. The link was pinned above. Thank you, Kai, for defining that little mistake there. And a percentage of the proceeds are going to the Stuttering Foundation. So
fantastic.
It's just in time for the holidays. Get yourself some cool Joker merchandise and give to a good cause. I just dropped a video this morning talking about the horrible new series from Disney Plus, that being Willow, which, ironically, since we're talking Avatar, the Avatar film was produced by Kathleen Kennedy. Just
sorry, I had an allergic reaction there.
That Avatar 2 thing?
No, the last Airbender, I believe.
No, the movie.
Oh God!
Yes.
Yeah, the M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Yep.
Oh God! Don't remind me of that.
I'm telling you though, the best double feature of all time. Watch the M. Night Shyamalan Outlast Airbender, followed by the Aragon movie.
Absolute abomination.
Yeah, like I said, follow that up with the Aragon movie.
Abomination.
And then top it off with Dragon Ball Evolution.
But do you fucking hate me, man?
I don't hate you. I just like to see you suffer.
I fucking hate you, bitch.
So that's me, guys. That's
fantastic.
Me. I actually have a hard out. So I'm gonna take my bow. Say thank you, Revan, for having.
You're welcome back anytime, man.
Yes, and to Maxis, Raquel, Geek, Dalek, and Kai. Thank you again for being here.
And nice meeting you, man.
My pleasure.
Nice meeting you again, Joker.
See you later, Joker.
You're welcome. Always have fun. Keep talking, and always keep a smile on your face.
Yes.
Hi.
Yes.
Maxis, I know
Nice
that you
to
don't have
meet you,
anything
Jessica.
for yourself, but since we lost Fire, would you mind shutting down Fire for us?
Yeah, sure. So, first things first, he does also have a YouTube channel known as Farvithian Chronicles. He does Farvithian Guard. Sorry, brain did thing for a minute.
No, you're thinking of the book.
That's what I was thinking. The book. Thank you. So he does have his channel, Farvithian Guard. He does a lot of retro gaming and things available, and you will also find every other colorful word you can find in the dictionary ever. It is wonderful.
Yes.
So you can check him out on that. And then he did also write a book called The Farvithian Chronicles. It is available on Amazon. You should give him a look on. I cannot English today. Give a look on that as well. I'm excited to read it when it comes. I'm pretty sure I'm staring at the box that I have to wait until my birthday to actually do the thing.
Oh,
it's right above me. I'm sad.
Raquel, would you like to show yourself?
Sure. I'm Raquel. I do mostly hangouts, but also I'll be doing this Monday. Hopefully, I'll be doing my review of episode 1 and 2 of the Netflix Wednesday TV series.
Okay.
Also, check out my gaming channel. I do play Elder Scrolls and Agatha Christie as well.
Nice. And eventually we will be gaming together.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Raquel.
You're welcome.
Kai, would you like to push yourself?
Sure. Hey everyone, I'm Kai. I have a YouTube's. I'm almost at 500. I do a late night show, but I just kind of committed to that for this year. I'm gonna change up my schedule for next year. I'm not quite sure what it's gonna be yet, but I do stuff. Also, I have a sci-fi novel available on Amazon. It's called Space Crime Domino. So if you love sci-fi or know someone who does, check it out. I've gotten some really great reviews, and I'm confident that you're gonna enjoy it. Sorry, what?
It's called Everyone on My Channel. We're all nerds and sci-fi fans.
I'm just saying, because I don't know who's out there is like, I'm more of a fantasy person. I don't really do sci-fi. Like who's out there watching? I don't know. So that's why I'm just saying.
Dalek.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Would you like to show yourself?
Yeah. All right. Sure. I also have a YouTube channel simply called Dalek451. I do live streams where you can pretty much anyone can come on and you can have a chat about pretty much anything in pop culture. I sometimes do reviews, or sometimes I might do a live stream on a specific topic, but it depends. It kind of depends on what I'm feeling at the time. So please go subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers.
Fantastic. What are you up to now, Dalek?
And what am I up to?
What's your subscriber count?
I was at 160, but I've actually dropped back to I'm at 158 right now.
That's always annoying.
That happens.
Bubba, would you like to show yourself?
Yeah. All right. Well, you can find me pretty much anywhere that you can find me. I don't have my channel up and going, but if you want to watch me beat down some SJWs on Twitter, it's always fun, always entertaining. And I disappeared for 24 hours, came back, and had over 500 notifications today. So
I was worried about you.
It does. It gets pretty spectacular. Luckily, most of them were likes to one of my tweets. But anyway, and then of course you can find me on Facebook if you dare go to Facebook. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't do a whole lot on Facebook because it is way different when fighting strangers versus fighting friends and family you grew up with. And hearing a stranger wish you dead is one thing. Hearing somebody you grew up with wish you worse than death, it kind of sucks. So I don't do a whole lot on Facebook anymore.
So guys, I'm going to thank...
I know that feel well, and that's why I haven't touched Facebook in around 10 years at least.
Yeah. So guys, I'm going to thank absolutely everyone. Go check out Professor Brainy Specs. He to be over on Continuum Trekkers channel for doing the question of Trek. Go check out John DeMarco. He does Jep Nerdy every Sunday night, I believe, maybe Saturday. His schedule changes sometimes. And go check out Ryan Roger Athay. He's a good guy. He does a lot of stuff. And go check out Jet Sparks, Moira Kitty. Moira does a lot of hangouts and all that stuff. So yeah. So guys, I'm going to thank you all for coming. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I'd like to apologize for my absence for being gone for like 2 weeks, but I've been kind of fucked up. I've not gone into it, but I did get a bit injured. So I needed to take a break because they gave me spicy painkillers.
I got one more thing to say. Long live Old People's Camp.
What?
Yes. So guys, I'm going to wrap this up. Okay. Okay. See you next week.
Later.
God bless.